Hello everybody, long time no see. I'm so sorry. I've had stuff going on. Been chasing me tail as it were, but that's okay. We're all good now, hopefully. I did say book covers, didn't I? Don't know why I said that, but there we go. We're going to do it anyway. Probably because I needed a cover for my diary. I usually have a new one each year, and friends of mine usually give me covers. I'm just saying to you out there, do you know what? We're slacking, friends. Usually I have a diary cover by now. I've got to make my own. Don't know what it's like. Don't know what it's like. So anyway, what I'm going to do is show you what I do as a really, really quick way of covering book. All right. It's by no means perfect. And it can be bodged. It's all good. It's fine. All right. You can get all sorts of lovely ones like what my friends make me. Look, how cool. So well. See, very, and all very nicely finished and done and take hours. I don't like taking hours over anything, as you know. Here's one that I did. Do you remember on the postcards we were doing shadow applique and things moving about? Well, this is my big one, my big book. It's actually a sketch pad, and it's got all sorts of twiddly bits on the front. If I get bored, I'll play with them. But it's also got, I don't know if you can see that, I put myself in a pocket, for want of a better, put me bits and pieces in. Did I do anything at the back? No, I didn't. But these are padded and very nicely done. And I've not started using this one. It's a nice, clean, new one. But I thought I'll just show you an easy way, okay? So I will put some photos up as well when I've finished it. I've done some already as I've cut up and doing. All right, so get whatever book it is that you want to be covering. £3.75. There we go. Diary. Okay, so what I've done is I've got a fat quarter because I need more depth than long quarter, and I've just cut it right the way across the fat quarter, the longest length. Okay, and what have I cut? 12 inches, and then that gives me a nice piece above that you can see there and below, and loads. All right, now I've purposely put a selvage, and I'm leaving the selvage just for me. This is really cheating. You could do it all nicely and lovely and hem it and all sorts if you want. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to make sure that that fits in there nicely into the back cover. Yeah, and I'm keeping that all nicely taut there. Fab. That's good. That'll do. What you could do before we start is hem that if you want to hem it. Okay, you could put a piece of wadding in if you want. I'm not bothering. I'm just literally on this occasion I'm just going with fabric. Okay, but what you could do is put a piece of wadding the size of your book. Okay, place it in on top of this and then just hem the end. Okay, so that goes in there and over there. I might put wadding in it later, but for a minute, imagine that I've hemmed that under, so that's all going to look lovely. As it is, I probably shan't bother because this particular fabric doesn't fray very much, and for the amount of use it will get at the back there, it probably, and I'm lazy. There we go. Right, so now we close that. Okay, and then bring your fabric over, because when you close it you take up more fabric than when it's open, so you don't want to measure it when it's just open, because otherwise if you fix it and stitch it, it ain't gonna fit when you come to use it. Okay, so I then push that in there. All right, get yourself some pins ready. Oh, helicopter. Probably the air ambulance. I do hope whoever it is okay. Right, so I then just pin top and bottom. All right, not tight. You want a bit of loose in there because you want to be able to get the cover on and off. All right, so you can see that moving, top and bottom there, and then I'm going to do top and bottom on the back. Okay, so I know pretty well roughly where I'm going, and I also tend to make things up as I go. So I can't remember quite what I did next, but there we are. It's fine. Right, so open that one. Now I've got loads of fabric there, so I'm going to be really naughty. I've got the selvage in there, so as I know that, because this side will get a lot of use, and I know that that's not going to fray. Again, what you could do is hem it nicely, but all I'm going to do is just turn that over, and then I've got a little bit there to put little bits of paper and slips and things, and anything I want to do. Or will it work the other way? If you cut it bigger, we can put it in like that, and you've got a little flap to hold things in. Yeah, there's lots of permutations and things. You could make that shorter and make that deeper at the front. I'm literally just going to do that like that, because I have a habit of business cards and bits and pieces like that, and I can just tuck them in there. No one's going to see that inside and know that that's inside out. This is Abby being lazy, see. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pin that one there. I do love these pins. Have I said this before? They're I don't know if you can see that. They've got great big nice solid heads. They're easy, what they call easy grip pins, and my hands are a bit arthritis-y, so they're actually quite cool to be doing that. Right, I'm now going to take my book out of there. There we go, get that out of the way. So I've got ish where I want to be. Okay, now we've got loads of space top and bottom, and this is where I'm going to say this is very simple and very easy and very cheatified. I'm literally just going to turn that in as far as the pins, no further, and I'm going to pin that a minute, and then I'm going to do the same here. Okay, this is a real cheats way of doing things. When I teach this one, I quite often do it at shows and stuff, when we've only got an hour. So it's like a nice little cheats method of, and then we just literally stitch right across the top. I usually use large stitch with a great big thick thread and make something of it. Now what you've got to be careful though is, right, okay, I'll show you that now. Hopefully you can see that. All right, so that's where my pins are here. Ouch, that was stupid. So that I know where my book is. All right, that little bit will stick up above the book, but do you know what, that's fine. If you just then stitch across that top and do the same to the bottom, it's all the stitching you need to do. You don't need to do any more. As I say, if you really want, hem that before you start. You could use a much longer piece and make this is nice, so you could join it here, and then when you turn it back you could have a lovely fabric there. But as I say, this is just me cheating. What you do need to be careful if you're going to do it by hand is, because I've put the pins on this side, you want to go and stitch, don't you? Don't stitch from this side. Okay, so now I know that I've got everything where I want it. It might be a bit cockeyed, but that's me. I'm now just going to repin and take the ones out from the other side. Okay, and then when you stitch from this side, and it looks lovely on the cover on the front. All right, if you stitch from the other side, you know what it's like. You get a nice big stitch where you're looking at, and all sorts of horrible on the back. So this way it puts the horrible on the inside, and you're never going to see it. All right, so there we go. I'm just going to do that. And then take the pins out from this side so as I don't kill myself along route. All right, put them in here. You can machine across there, nice and quick. I mean, this really is a quick way of doing things. As I say, if you've got a piece of wadding, the wadding would be sat in this area. Okay, I should have ironed this as well. I won't harm you, honestly. Right, so then at the bottom you do exactly the same. So you're turning this in, turning it in. I'm wondering if I can just quickly pin this and then just show you what it's going to look like. Okay, I know it's all pins. There we go. We're going to do that, and we're going to do that, and I'll redo this and take some photos, some more photos I should say, and I'll put them all over on Patchwork Witterings for you. Have a little look. For those of you that don't know, that's Facebook in the group Patchwork Witterings. Okay, and if you look at the top of that group whilst you're in there, you'll see albums, and in albums you will find different sets of photos of patterns and how-tos and all this sort of stuff. All right, so this is sort of how it's pinned together, and I've got that little bit going on there. Yeah, if it's working, if I've measured right, that will now slip. Oh, wrong way round, because I want that at the front, don't I? That will slip in there. Okay, open it that way, and that should just slip in the back like that, and then it will fold. All right, and so there I have the quickest book cover you've ever seen, and just two rows of stitching. Now that could be, as I say, by machine, or it could be some hand, or we've all got these machines, haven't we, with loads of lovely stitches on. So use some of your lovely stitches in some bright colours. If you wanted to put something on the front, like the girls have, all right, so when you've got it laid out, do whatever it is, figure out where on your book it needs to be and pin that area or tack that area, okay, and then do whatever design on there, attach whatever you need to attach, and then make your cover. Okay, yeah, so there we go, the quickest book cover you've ever seen, really. I like them, it makes life easier, and it doesn't become a chore. Having said that, you can make it then as elaborate as you want. You could hem everything down, as I say, you could put your wadding in, you could quilt it, you could shadow a plique on it like I've done there. These are all appliques, there's a few hexagons put on. It's whatever you want, and if you, as I say, make that a bit longer, you could have a bigger pocket, you could have a pocket back and front, you could double this one back and you could have a pen holder in there, you could put a pleat here, stitch it down, and you could have a pen holder there. You could actually sew on it another pocket if you wanted, like a little credit card holder thingy. So you could do that, work it all out before you make your actual cover, before you stitch top and bottom, and it's endless. It goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's simple and effective. And now that's nice and bright, I will find it in future. That's half my problem, is I put my books down and I can't see them. So something nice and bright. There we go. Very quick, very simple, very easy. I have no idea what the next bit is going to be now, because that's that, really. Yes, you can make them elaborate. There's hundreds of ways of doing them, all sorts of things, but as I say, this is my really quick simple that I teach at the different quilt shows around the country. I might do them in like a little class as well, if any of the girls want. You know, we just show quickly, elaborate as you want. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm distracted here. Tom sat out here, very pretty, in the sunshine, looking all around what's going on. He's on guard. It's very cute. I hope you're all right. As I say, I do apologise for it's been slacking in my witterings. I have had a bit on one way and another, and I haven't actually had a lot of time to focus, I have to say. So I apologise for that. Now I have to go head down and finish lots, because I've got another TV thingy coming up on Craft Store. That's the one. I always want to call it. Was Hochanda Craft Store TV. That's in July, 17th of July, 10 AM. So I've got loads of new designs coming up here, which is what I've been sort of focusing on amongst other family stuff. So I've got a couple that I've still got to finish making, and then I have to write all the patterns for you all. So that's going to be quite exciting. I'm quite looking forward to it. Some real good ones coming up, I think. I shouldn't say that, should I? Because that's my own patterns. I'm enjoying them, put it that way. I'm enjoying making them. It's all good. It's all good. Right, so 3 things out there, because I'm sorry we've been locked down again. Well, not locked down, but we've been extended, haven't we, for another 4 weeks. And do you know what? I was just listening to the radio here in Cornwall. We had 2 cases down here. Back end of last week, something like that. And then it went up a little bit. And this morning, they've now said we've got 25 clusters in Cornwall. I'm quite horrified about that, I have to say, quite horrified. A lot of people obviously not doing their distancing and their hand washing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I was quite, yeah. That's horrible. Everyone's coming down and giving us the nasty bugs. But never mind. Hopefully none of them will be seriously ill. Right, okay, so 3 things. Say hello to all your friends, make sure everybody's all right, make them a book cover. Those that haven't know who, thank you, make them a book cover. What else we're going to do? We're going to do a bit of tidying. And what was the other exercise? It's a nice day. I'm going out for a stroll, I have to say. It's rather lovely out there. Yeah, it's all good. And I've got a new bench. I'm so pleased. Yesterday, when I was off to my class that I run up at Kiltcampton at Ambleside Quilting, I've passed several times benches on the side that are for sale. There's a guy there that makes them. And I was coming up yesterday morning and I'm like, oh, so I had to stop and have a little look, and I took a few photos and whatever, and off I went to class. And before I started class, I'm texting this guy saying, how much can I have? Can I pick it up later on my way home or whatever else? I drive a van. I have to say that very quickly. I do drive a van. So I bartered and I've got this fabulous bench. So on the way back from class, I've called in, and bless him, he's helping me put this thing in the back of the van. It was too big for the van. It was huge. So my van is only like a half van because it's crew cab, whatever. So I said, that's okay. I'll come back later today with my other van. So I came home and I've had to say to Paul, hubby, can I borrow your van? Are you doing anything? Do you want to come out for an hour? So we had to take big transit van up to and pick up this bench, and it literally the 2 of them then picked this up and just walked it straight in the back of the van, and it just took up the whole of the back of the van. It nearly went in mine, but not at all. And so now outside here, outside my cupboard where I teach and I am all the time, I've got this whopping great bench, and it's gorgeous. It is solid. It's like tell me, what do they call them? Sleepers. It's fabulous. So, and it's on top of my shingle, my stony bits, which is my beach, my stony beach, because I'm from Kent and then we have stones over there. And then I got all my shells outside. It's my own little beach out there. I'm very happy with my little beach outside my cupboard. I'm very pleased, and lots of lovely flowers. So anyway, if you're visiting, what I was going to say, losing it, sorry folks. If you're down this way into Cornwall or anything, please do give a shout, and if I'm around, come on in, say hello. Had a nice visitor this morning. We've had a cup of coffee, and had a little chat and shown a few quilts and things. Do shout, come on in. You can sit on my bench on my beach if you would want. I don't mind. It would be nice to see anybody, but just make sure I'm here before you come. All right, give me a ring. There we go. It's as much as I'm going to say today, and I'm hopeful that I will give you another witter. I think I'm going to have to do them once a week. I think that's what I was doing. So maybe next week sometime, and I'll have a little think what I'm going to do, or if there's anything anybody wants. If I can do it, I'll do it. Is that good? All right, so that's it. Take care. Bye. Oh, be lovely.